What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video I am working with and trying today is called, I believe if I'm pronouncing it right, Focallure or Focallure. So before we get started, I wanted to let you guys know that this is a video of a brand that I've never tried before on my channel, let alone even tried on my own without filming. Like, this is the first time I'm using these products on camera. So these are my genuine like reactions, and you're watching in real time as I'm using it for the first time. Number two, I feel like it's only fair that since this is a review and tutorial that I am 110% honest with you guys, because that is my biggest goal running my channel and when I'm talking about brands and when I'm talking about my opinion. I'm gonna go into this review and tutorial for you guys very open-minded. I'm making it about this is their Impressionism palette. This is very fall colors to me. I mean, even one of the colors is called pumpkin pie. If you guys would like to see the tutorial on this eye makeup look and I did this lip color, then please just keep watching because we're gonna get started. So I think to start off, I'm going to go in with pumpkin pie, which is this shade right here. I gotta tell you, I feel really weird going in with pumpkin pie in January, but whatever. I'm using one of their brushes. Their brushes are not named, which also I noticed a Morphe set that I used yesterday was the same way, so whatever, but this is what it looks like. It's just a fluffy blending brush. So I'm gonna go in with that, and the same idea as the last tutorial I did, because I feel like since that one worked so well with that technique, this will give me a better idea. Okay, so these are pretty pigmented, so I went in a little too rough there, so I'll just have to kind of blend that out. But this is a pretty bright orange. It looks a little bit more muted in the palette, and then it comes off a lot brighter than I expected. So that's good. And I'm just gonna focus it on the inner corner of my eye and up towards the brow bone there. So just kind of like yesterday's idea with the video where we just focus it on the inner corner to keep it lifted, and I'm gonna round it out. So these actually do blend really nicely. And they're pretty pigmented. So far so good. And I'm really just gonna try to build up this color. The color seems to be very, you just really have to go in with a light hand, otherwise you get a lot out of it, which is a good thing. Because this brush set didn't come with a fluffy blending brush, I'm just taking my Bobel blending brush. It is the C8 brush, and I'm just gonna kind of buff out the edges because this was just way more pigmented than I thought it was gonna be. Alright, so for the next shadow, I think I'm gonna go in with the shade Cookie, which looks like this right here. Now, this brush set, I will say this brush is not bad blending out at all. I haven't really had any issues. It's actually pretty nice to blend out. That's really the only like blending brush, so I'm gonna now have to go into this. It's sort of an angled blending brush. So oh, maybe it's not angled, maybe it's just, it was misshapen. So actually it's like that. I'm not sure if this shade is gonna turn out right with this look because it's really tough to tell. Like in the pan it looked really good, and then when it comes off, it's a lot lighter than I expected, and that's what I noticed with the orange. But I think this is building up a little bit of something here. So I think it's, you know, darkening a little bit more. Maybe I'll move on to Merlot. Maybe we'll see if Merlot is a little better. And if that doesn't work, we'll go to Sangria. So right now we're using Merlot. Okay, that's a little bit darker, so this works. So this is really gonna help deepen this area here, and I'm patting it on. So the great thing about these shadows, I'm actually very impressed that they are pretty pigmented and they blend out pretty easily and they don't get very patchy, so that's really good for this. I definitely feel like this is starting to look more fall. I'm gonna use that blending brush that comes with this set and just sort of buff out the edges. And I'm just gonna keep building up that pigment. And because they don't have any other smaller blending brush than this one, I am going in with the same flatter blending brush. And now we're gonna go in with Red Sangria right here. So now I'm gonna focus this a little tighter to the crease and the outer corner a little bit, inner and outer corner. But hopefully this is dark enough to get us somewhere. I'm a little worried. A lot of the dark shades don't really get too dark. I can even tell just by looking at them in the pan. So I am a little concerned about that, but we will try to make this work. I can tell this shade is definitely a tad bit darker than Merlot once it's on the eye. So there is some fallout happening, and I am having a little bit of patchiness right in here, if you can tell. Now what I've been doing to wipe away the excess fallout was one of their fluffy face brushes, and you can see, you know, I've used it like a few times with some face powder. I noticed that the handle is wiggly, and literally, I mean, I've had this not even a week, used it maybe twice, and it's already come apart. And I know, like, yeah, I could hot glue it, but like, that's really disappointing if you guys were to have purchased that and it broke and I recommended it. So note to self that these brushes don't hold up, and just imagine trying to wash them. I mean, they're gonna break. I mean, that's just how it is. So not a big fan of the brush, the face brush that broke. I mean, that's just crazy to me that I've barely even used it. Let's see, I received it Saturday and I didn't even start using that stuff until Monday. And today's Thursday. So now going in with their angle brush, which looks like this, I'm going to create a cut crease, and it's going to be just like my last tutorial where we're taking it and it's really dramatic. So way up high, nice and rounded. So taking that fluffy blending brush of theirs, I'm gonna go back in with Red Sangria and just kind of dab and blend that onto the concealer. Now I'm having a hard time building up the color out here. I don't really know why. It just doesn't want to sit any more pigment on top of there, so we're just gonna have to work with what we've got. So what I've decided to do was switch brushes since that one doesn't seem to be working. So I'm going in with my Morphe, it's like a thin fluffy blending brush, it doesn't have a name, and more with that red Merlot, and seeing if maybe it's just the brush that I'm having issues with, or if it's actually the shadow that I'm having issues with. I think that's a little better, but I'm still having issues. You can see, like, over in this area, getting that pigment to build up. It's just not working very well. I'm going to use their little small flat concealer brush, and I'm taking the shade Marshmellow, which looks like this right here. It's just a nice matte cream color, and I'm going to apply it to my lid. So this is a very similar style look that I did yesterday, but I felt like the best way to see if these shadows work well was to do something I've just done that I know that does work, the technique and all. And I feel like that's the best, that's how you just kind of figure out everything. Just trying something you're familiar with a new eyeshadow palette, so you know it's not just you, but it could be like the tools you use, the shadows you use and all that. So I'm gonna go back, try to add a little bit more of that Red Sangria to pat on top of the Marshmellow, because we really want this to blend to blend okay. I'm gonna do a winged liner with this look, just like I did with yesterday's. I've really been loving the Revlon Color Stay Sharp Line liner, so that's what we're gonna go with. I'm not gonna do a huge wing. Maybe just like right there. Just something a little smaller today. You know, I said I wasn't gonna do a huge wing, and now I'm just feeling like it needs to be bigger. I think it's kind of boring. So I've gone ahead and did my mascara, and I added some lashes, which these are the influencer lashes from Bold Face Makeup, and I've trimmed them so that they're really just focused on the outer corners of my eye to really kind of like lift up this look. So I'm gonna, Focallure does not have, or at least did not send me a definer brush, and baby, I need this brush. So I'm using this brush from Sigma. It's the E15 brush that you guys all know that I love, and I'm gonna take that red Sangria color along my lower lash line, and I'm not gonna do too crazy of a lower lash line because my eyes have been a little bit watery today, so I'm gonna kind of keep it just kind of on the outer corner there. And then I think just for this video off camera, I'm gonna add some mascara to my lower lash line, and then we'll continue on with the lip product. Okay, so I have finished my eyes, and now we're gonna move on to the lips. So just a fair warning, the colors they sent me were also very fall themed. So the one I decided to go with, so first of all, one of the shades they sent me was a plum shade. One was kind of like a terracotta color. It was like, it's called deep coral or something like that, but it's terracotta. So the one I'm gonna go with is this Persian Red, which to me actually could work well for Valentine's Day. It looks pretty red to me. I don't wear a lot of liquid lipsticks anymore. My lips are just too dry for that, so I'm hoping this works. I put chapstick on way before I did this video, so let's just send a prayer for me, you know. Wow. So already, this is a very orangey red. Wow. It smells like chemicals that I don't want to get in my mouth. But it is very pigmented. It's actually a really pretty red color, I'm not gonna lie. I really like that. It's actually pretty. Yeah, I've tried a lot of liquid lipsticks before, and some of them just don't work. And this doesn't feel very drying either. I have to admit that as well. Like I gotta say, like, I'm pretty shocked right now. I am actually pleasantly surprised with how this came out. Like, I went in fully ready to just be like hating on everything, and I feel like I have 110% been proven wrong. It's surprisingly, I mean, liquid lipstick is drying, so it's gonna be a little bit drying, but it does have a moisturizing agent in it. It says on the packaging, and I can tell like it just doesn't feel that drying, so I'm pretty happy with that. So weird. That's my tutorial for this look. Now I feel like it's on to my review. I think that the eyeshadow palette is worth the money. I think that that's a pretty good price, and it's pretty good quality. They're very pigmented. They blended out pretty well, and I, for the most part, had a great experience with them, besides it getting a little bit patchy, but it was tough to tell whether that was just something that I was doing or it was the brushes themselves. The brushes themselves, I'm not loving. I have a lot of other brushes that I love a lot more than them, and I think that the pack they sent me was right now on sale for like $20, which, okay, it's $4 a brush, but I gotta say, even my e.l.f. brushes that are like $1, I've had for years and haven't broke, and these broke within like 2 uses. So I do have to say it's just a no-go for me for those. I wouldn't recommend them. And then the lip color, it is really pigmented and it's really pretty, and I do feel like this red is flattering and I can see myself wearing it in the future. I'm pretty happy with it. It's not too drying. It's just, I don't know, for a liquid lipstick, it's actually pretty comfortable. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Yeah, I enjoyed doing this, so I hope you guys enjoyed watching. And if you're not already subscribed, I would love if you hit that subscribe button down below. And for those of you who are already subscribed, I have noticed that if you don't click the notification bell, sometimes my videos don't even show up like on my channel. Like literally they're not showing up. You guys aren't getting notified. And so if you really want to be sure you don't miss out on a video, please hit that bell down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.